Hello and happy Monday, friends. We are excited to be here with you on this wonderful third Monday of the month for Take Command for Northern California, Hawaii region, as well as Maryland, DC region. We host this class on the third Monday and the first Wednesday of each month so that we, as your regional technology trainers, can provide you with the most up-to-date information on what you can leverage technology to help you be more productive and more profitable in your business. My name is Zach Younger, the regional tech trainer for Northern California, Hawaii region. As always, it's an honor to be here with my cohort, Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm the regional tech trainer for the Maryland, DC region. I am Jack Crutchfield Jr., and I am joined here by Zach. So, Zach, what are we talking about today?
Thank you so much. I'm excited to talk about two new updates that have released in the last week for all of you and your clients to be more efficient on the go. What we know is that you, as amazing realtors, spend about 60 to 70% of your time working out on the go as opposed to behind a computer. And so we're going to be talking about two big updates that happened this week, both for your clients, your consumers, and for you to work on the mobile device or work on the go. We're going to be talking about both the KW mobile search app and the new command app that released a couple months ago. There were updates to both of those that you can use to be more efficient and more profitable in your business and on the go. First, we're going to be talking about what we call agent-created collections. See, agent-created collections are a way for Keller Williams agents to create a saved group of listings or homes or a collection, if you will, where you can create a collection of properties and then you can push that collection to all or select group of your consumers that are using your mobile app or your website. So we're going to talk about agent created collections that will allow you to push listings to your client's mobile app, maybe for showings that you have coming up this weekend, and give them a saved collection of the properties that you'd like to take them out to tour on the weekend. Then we're going to shift gears a little bit. And we're going to talk about the new update to the Command app, which allows you to manage your listings and your buyers. So it's going to now allow you to manage and edit your opportunities on the go from your mobile device. So without further ado, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we're going to start with agent created collections. So let's see here. Let's see if this is playing along. Jack, do you see my screen?
I absolutely do.
Fantastic. All right. This new update is for you to create a collection of homes that you want to share with one or all of your clients that are using your mobile app or website. To get there, we're going to go to the left-hand side and we're going to click on the consumer applet. That's the one down at the very bottom. This is where you can manage your agent site. You can edit your agent site, create featured listings. You can even edit your buyer's guide and seller's guide, all under consumer. What happened last week is we released what's called agent created collections. So there's a new tab here called collections, and I can create a collection as an agent and then assign it to any of my contacts that are using my mobile app or website. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create a collection. And then I'm going to give that collection a name. As you can see, the red asterisk denotes that this is a required field for this. And I'm going to create a collection. I'm going to do Elk Grove. That's where I live, Elk Grove, California. And I'm going to say Elk Grove showings for this weekend. You can name it whatever you want. Bear in mind, the collection name will be seen by your clients because this is consumer facing technology. So whatever you name the collection is what your consumers will see when you push it into their mobile app. Now, I've named the collection. Over on the left-hand side, I can set up a series of filters to now drill down on the listings that I want to select for this collection. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually use the map draw feature. So I hit the map draw, and it's going to drop me right into this area. If you don't have location settings turned on, you'll usually see up at the very top left a little icon that says, would you like to use your location? So it can drop you right in the particular place. Otherwise, you could search for a town like Elk Grove, and it'll drop you right there on the map. So I'm going to use the map draw feature again. So I'm going to click that, and I'm just going to draw a very specific area here in this area, and I'm going to hit apply. Now what you're going to see when I hit apply filters right here, the listings on the right-hand side are going to update with just the listings that fit inside that map draw area. Now, your responsibility is to select which listings you want this to be, or you want to be inside this collection. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, all right, I want to use this listing here on Beaumont Way, in Kilconnen, and Newfound Way. So I'm going to select those 3 listings. Let's just say that I'm going to take my clients out this weekend and show them these 3 listings. So I'm going to create this collection. And now the collection has been created, Elk Grove showings for this weekend. Now I can skip the next step, or I can now take the next step, and that is to assign the contacts. So I created the collection. Now I have to assign any contacts that I want to have access to this collection. So I'm going to hit assign contacts. And here I'm going to see all of my contacts that are using my mobile app or website. So I'm going to search for a contact. I've got one here called Joe Test. That's the one that I've logged in on my cell phone, so I can show you how this works. So I'm going to click Joe Test, and I'm going to assign Joe to that collection. Now you'll see that those contacts have been assigned properly. If I wanted to go back in and wanted to reassign or edit a collection, I could do that here. I could click into the collection itself, and then I could go to the contacts. I can see who's already in this collection, or I can assign additional contacts here as well. But now I'm going to switch my screen share, and I want to show you what this looks like from the consumer side. And you can do this with yourself to test this. Of course, you'd need to download your mobile app and sign in just like a consumer would. You'd create an account just like a consumer would, and then you'd be able to push the collection to yourself so that you could play around with this new feature. But I'm going to go ahead and switch my share to my iPhone. And let's see if this one wants to work for me. There we go. Here on my iPhone screen, you can see I have the KW mobile search app. That's the white icon with the red KW logo. This is the app that you share with your clients so that they can search for listings in 98% of the MLSs all across the country on the go right from their mobile device. This is available on both iPhone and Android. And so I'm going to go ahead and open up that consumer app. Now, remember, I shared this collection with a gentleman named Joe Test. So I'm actually logged in as Joe Test right now, and I can actually see an agent pick that showed up right in this area. But what I'm going to do, let's just say that you've got your client that you're going out showing those 3 homes to. You might call them up and say, okay, open up your mobile app and go to saved. That's where you're going to find collections, whether those collections were created by you, the agent, or previously by the consumer. Here you can see right up at the top, the recent collections. There's that collection that was created by me called Elk Grove Showings for this weekend. Now, as the consumer, they can click into this. They can see a list of the listings that you've hand selected for them. They could also tap the map up at the top right, and they can see those collections right on a map as well. Now, if your consumer clicks into any of these properties, for instance, 9426 Beaumont Way, they tap into that to get more information. Of course, you're going to be able to see any of that activity right on their consumer card or on their contact card inside of contacts in Command. Now, one other really cool feature about these collections is your client can actually add notes about each of these listings. They could add a note and they could say, I really liked the primary bedroom and backyard. So your client can actually save any of those notes associated with any of those listings so that they can go back and access that information at any time. Think of this similar to how maybe you might have in the past printed off MLS sheets for any listings that you were going to look at over the weekend. And your client might add any notes that they add to that property. Now, the only way for you to get those notes back from your client is to maybe take a picture of those or take them away from them. This works very similar to that. So you don't actually see the notes that they make. They're private notes that they have access to exclusively, unless they wanted to perhaps screenshot that and share the notes that they're put in there and text those over to you. Now, I'm going to switch my screen sharing really quickly, and I'm going to bring you back to the desktop version of Command. So here, I'm going to go back to my contacts. I've shared a collection. Joe has then went and looked at the collection, even looked at one of the particular properties. So I'm going to go into my contacts and I'm going to say, all right, who is my most recently active contacts? And here you can see Joe was just active inside my mobile app a minute ago. So if I click on Joe, I'll be able to see right here the collections that were recently viewed or any changes that were made. And I can even see what listings he viewed. Now we're working on a new feature that we're going to be releasing that's going to give you the ability to actually see the notes or the showing feedback that they provide inside the app. However, at this time, it works a lot like if you were to hand them a piece of paper and have them add notes on that piece of paper. Again, they'll have to screenshot those notes or forward those notes over to you because we can't see those inside of our system just yet, but you can create collections. I want to share another before I pass this over to Jack so that he can talk about the new Command app. I want to share another use case for agent created collections. So one was perhaps you've got a showing that you're going to do this weekend and you wanted to push that collection to your client's app. By the way, this is a great way to get adoption of your clients to use your app when you can push particular listings to them. Another use case that you might choose to use in your business, maybe you're carrying 3, 4, 5 active listings at any given time. You could create a collection for this month of all of your listings. And you could go in and add all of your listings to that collection. And then you could push that collection as, for instance, Chris's active listings. And you could push that to all of your clients that have downloaded your mobile app and registered as a user. Again, this works on your website just like it does on the mobile app. But again, your client needs to register on your mobile app in order for you to push that collection over to them. So I think you'll agree this is a really great release. This is something that there's another company out there that a lot of that have been shouting from the rooftops that they're the only company that has collections that they can send to their clients. Well, now you as Keller Williams agents also have the ability to create your own curated collections of properties and push those over to your clients, either on a one-by-one basis or to all of your contacts that are using your mobile app. Now, I want to go ahead and open this up for general questions. While you're unmuting yourself or typing into the chat box, any questions that you have around agent created collections. Joe, I see, or excuse me, Tom, I see your hand. I'm going to come to you in just a second. I'm also going to go pull up the answers article on how to access later for any resources about agent created collections as well. So Tom, what's your question? While I pull up that answers article, I'll put that link in the chat box.
Hey, Zach, thanks. Nice to see you.
Great to see you too.
I'd like to, for my buyers, I'd like to harvest information on what open houses are scheduled for the weekend and send them links. And I send them direct from the MLS now and give them a heads up on houses that are kind of in their bailiwick and in the areas of which they're interested so they can go check them out on their own. Is this something that we can now do? Is there a way to harvest in Command open houses scheduled for the weekend?
That's a great question. At this time, there's no way to filter for listings that just have open houses for agent created collections.
Yeah.
However, there is a way to be able to have your clients, give your clients the ability to actually do that right from either your mobile app or your website. So I'm going to go to my agent site, just like you could have your clients go to your agent site. And let's say that they were doing a search in Elk Grove, California, to stay consistent here. There is a filter here where we can actually say, I want to see open houses. So let me go here to the more filter, and I want to say open houses only. Now it's going to pull up just listings in that area that have an open house coming up in the next couple of days. And I can even see when the day and time of that open house is. And of course, if your clients click on any of these listings of these open houses, you'll be able to see that information right on their contact card. So I can see there's an open house Saturday, the 23rd of April from noon to 3 p.m. Now, one last thing I do want to show you here. When you perform a search for a city and then you filter down by open houses, this URL up at the very top, or Uniform Resource Locator, the web address for this link is actually unique to your website for this search criteria. In other words, if you send somebody this link via email or text message, when they click on it, they're actually going to be taken right to your website with a list of just the homes that you see here.
That's
The
great.
good news is if another listing comes up or someone schedules an open house tomorrow for this weekend, when they click on that link, it's actually going to be up to date with all of the listings that are available there.
I think that's super. And then, so if I was planning for the heads up to my clients for weekend open houses, maybe do this on a Friday and it would pick up what's scheduled for the weekend.
You got it.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. And that filter is available inside the consumer app as well, the KW mobile search app. So they can go in and run a search anywhere they want and be able to go to the filters and say, just show me the open houses as well.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Hey, Karen, I see your hand.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Fantastic.
Good, good. So from what I understood, because I was going to tell my clients, okay, it's completely private when you make the notes, but pretty soon it's not going to be. So you don't want to say that to them then, right?
For your client, pretty soon is relative. So it could be 3 months till we're able to actually see those notes inside there. So I would say that any clients that you're working with now, you could let them know that their notes are private. And then any consumers that are actually actively using your app, when it does become available that you could see it, then you could proactively reach out and let them know that you now have access to any future notes in case they wanted to make sure that they keep those private. And then you could recommend that they just text those notes back and forth to a significant other, perhaps, that they want to keep them private that way too.
So do they have a way to mark them private, or, I mean, will they, or will they just automatically be shareable?
I don't know exactly how that's going to play out yet because it hasn't released yet and it hasn't gone into what we call labs or a beta test. However, that is feedback I'm going to provide when I get into the lab for this, because I think there is value in having private notes for the consumer. And so I'm going to be making that recommendation that we give the consumer the ability to mark them as private if they want to, but we haven't seen any build outs yet with that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And then, not to call any names, but is it kind of RF that you were talking about, shouting from the rooftops?
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Redfin, is that who you were talking about? Because I see them everywhere. Is that what you meant?
That's one of the companies that does, that was claiming that they were the only company that could do that. There was actually another 2 companies that were claiming they were the only ones that could do it, but now all Keller Williams Associates have access to it.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Karen. Any other questions before we dive into the new command app that released last week that all of you have access to in your iPhones and Androids? No more questions. If you do have questions, you can type them into the chat box. Otherwise, I'm going to let Jack take it away, and he's going to dive into the new command app update that happened last week. And he's going to talk about the exciting new things that you can do inside the command app to run your business on the go. Jack, I'm going to hang tight and answer any questions for a little bit before I dip out. I apologize to those of you that are watching live. I'm not feeling well. I'm recovering from a pretty gnarly sickness. And so I'm going to let Jack take it away, but I'm going to answer any more questions before I go.
All right, sweet. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for that, Zach. And that was a great question, Tom. Just another way of utilizing the technology we already have to create some of these amazing tips and tricks before it comes out in general availability or before we actually advise that to the labs group, because remember, this is for agents by agents. So let's get started with the screen share. And I'm going to hop right into the command app. Okay, it says unable to connect. Let's try this again. Now, while I'm getting this connected, one of the newer features that we have inside of the command app is now opportunities on the go. I know that was a big release feature that everyone was looking forward to, as far as being able to add opportunities and edit opportunities on the go. Now, that was a real big thing for a lot of us. Zach, I don't know if you popped off yet, but for some reason I'm having issues with connecting to the Zoom. Do you happen to have the app up or?
Yes, I am. I can hang tight here and share that. I made you the host though. Can you make me co-host and then I'll be able to share my screen?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't even know you I did that. All right, let me go here, say co-host. So the biggest thing that we want to take a look at inside of the command app is just to kind of understand the new feature for creating an opportunity on the go, as well as what does this mean for us as far as command core and command app. So now we're going to dive right into the command app. And now you see on the home screen, initially we didn't have open opportunities as an applet or icon in the middle. Now we do. Beautiful thing is here is now for each cultivate appointment active on the contract within the mobile view, that is the total. That is the total number of contacts or opportunities you have in your cultivate section for buyers, listings, as well as leases. Same thing for appointment active and under contract. So if we would like to create an opportunity on the go as we're moving along and we're mobile, we'll just navigate to the bottom right of our screen where we see our plus button again. And now you see one of the newer features we can add as an actual opportunity. At first, it was just contact and task. Now we can simply add an opportunity. Once we click add opportunity, now it will go down through the key information that we need. Same look and feel as command core. So first we'll start off with the opportunity type. Then next we'll then we'll go with the actual contact name. And again, by default, it will always say contact name dash opportunity type, as we see here, Zach Younger dash listing. If there's a co-seller, co-buyer, you add it there. The phase is always required. So remember, we can only start a new opportunity from the first 3 phases, and then we will select the stage there. Property address, if it's applicable, including, of course, for your listing opportunities. And then also you can add your opportunity task if you have created opportunity tasks for this, as well as description, financial info. One thing we want to bring up here, oh, sorry, Zach, you can add the tags there. And the one thing we want to bring up is remember to always keep in mind of those red asterisks, meaning the required fields. So again, just like opportunities inside of command core, the commission rate is a required field. Now we have the 2.5 and key dates if applicable here. Of course, we do not see the red asterisk. So if you do have that information, you can add it at that time. So now Zach is going through adding the appointment date, and now it says ownership. Remember, ownership is the owner of the opportunity. So this is going to vary for the look and feel for those who are on teams. So of course, if you are inside of your command app, your personal side of your command app, then again, ownership will be said agent, as we see here, Zach Younger. Now, if I'm a part of Zach's team and I'm in the team side of my command app, and I am selecting ownership for the team, then now you see as Zach is the rainmaker, he will now be the owner, of course, as the rainmaker of the team, he's the owner of said opportunity. So always keep in mind to switch between your personal account and your team account if you are a part of a team using that picture icon at the bottom right, as Zach just demonstrated for us. Now, once we click save, now we have our new opportunity created. Now it gives us the information and the confirmation, I should say, that the new opportunity was created with the key information, the tags, the financial info, more. And now also you get to see if client updates are on or off at the very top. Now, I believe at the moment you can only still activate the client updates within Command Core. Zach, is that an ability that we can actually now toggle on and off through the Command app, or is still through Command Core?
That is Command Core. If you want to turn on client updates, you have to do that from a computer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Zach. And again, we can always come back and edit this information the same way we can do it in Command Core. We can, through our Command app, edit this information at any time if the close date is pushed back, or if you now have those key dates to enter in to this opportunity. Now, can you move it from phase to phase and stage to stage through your opportunities applet here inside of the Command app? The answer is yes. You will have to make sure you click edit, and right there, you'll change it from phase to phase and stage to stage, that way in real time as well. That saves us time, that if we have that information available, we don't have to sit down at our laptop. We don't have to take a moment to connect to our hotspot. As long as we have our actual phones in our hand and Command app, then we can actually change this information on the fly to save us some more time, especially if we're on the go showing houses, or we are actually moving around in real time. Another thing to keep in mind as Zach is going through the open opportunities view is now within each card, you'll see the opportunity type icon at the top left. The phase next to the icon, you'll see the phase that the actual opportunity is in. The name of the opportunity is next, where you see the opportunities applet handshake, and also the contact or context associated with this particular opportunity. If you want to edit this opportunity from here, you can go to the ellipses menu at the top right of the card. Once you select, you can either do one of three things. You can either edit this information, you can view the details of this particular opportunity, as well as archive. Now you can also archive your opportunities on the go as well, just in case if there was a duplicate created, or that said opportunity is not attached to a room inside of your DocuSign, you want to actually archive that because it's a duplicate, for example. And also another thing to keep in mind, I forgot, let's go back really quick, Zach, before we wrap up. At the bottom, you will also see if the estimated close date and or close date has been entered. You will also see that information there as well. Very, very helpful to see the estimated close date, as well as if the opportunity did close, you have that information there. Any questions so far around? And it's pretty simple, pretty sleek. However, now we have that feature and that power to be able to do so on the fly within the Command app. Are there any questions around the Command app, the look and feel of the Command app when it comes to opportunities on the go, and or anything with your agent created collections that Zach went over today?
I have a question.
Sure. Go ahead, Miriam.
Edit, detail, and archive. On that detail, what do you see?
Sure. So when you click edit, when you click view details, it's just going to, okay, Zach's pulling up now. It's going to show you the actual details of said opportunity. So now when you see the details, it just brings us back into that same view that we just had before, when we're actually looking at the details. And from the view detail screen, we can either edit this information and add or remove any opportunity tags.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. So now that Zach has clicked edit, now you can actually physically edit the opportunity. And then you can also add or remove opportunity tags if they're applicable.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Right. Anyone else have any questions around the command app and or
I do.
credit collections? Yes, Karen.
Hi, sorry. I thought I was talking before, but I was on mute. Anyway, so my assumption is that this app connects exactly with what's on your computer so that you don't have to go update later on your computer. And if somebody updates your command for you, then it will all auto populate into your app too. I see all the shaking heads. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's a great thought, Karen, especially as you mentioned, if you have a virtual admin or you have someone managing your command, and or if you have a virtual admin or director of operations, if you're part of a team and they're actually editing the team opportunities in real time, you will also be able to see it on your command app as well once they have made the necessary changes. Absolutely.
I have a
Thank you.
question. I would like to know how to get the application on my phone.
Sure.
I have an application, KW, but it's actually for searching homes, like a client.
Sure, sure. And are you
The one that is white in the background.
Yeah, the one that's white. Yeah, that's your consumer app. Are you an Android user or an iPhone?
Pardon me? I mean an iPhone.
Oh, okay, perfect. Zach's actually going through the process now where you can search inside of your app store. So this is the home screen of your app store on your iPhone, and which you would like to type in.
Okay.
And then once you get to your actual home
page, that one. Okay.
Yes, it'll say command app and it'll be the red one.
Okay, sounds fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes, no problem. Thank you.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
Sure. And just for your reference, to log into this command app is the same username and password for your command core app on your desktop.
Great. That sounds good.
Command. I also put the direct
go up
link
and look
to
up
the App Store.
I'm sorry. I was going to say it means you have to go up and look up your passwords, which I always forget. So, okay.
Sometimes
thanks.
the struggle is real, Karen. I'm with you.
I'm with you. So while we're doing that, I want to also add some links from answers.kw.com inside of the chat around the command app and the opportunities on the go. So I've added the link to show you how to add an opportunity using the command app, how to edit the details of an opportunity with the command app, as well as how to actually archive an opportunity so you can always have that bookmark somewhere for your reference. All right, any additional questions? Zach, I think we're pretty much good here today. If there's nothing else, you can pop into the chat. I know Zach is going to have to pop off very soon. If you would like to hang around for maybe 5 minutes or so, we can. If not, then you all have about roughly 19 minutes back into your day, right?
Jack, I think it's wonderful. Thank you so much for that great update. Again, the command app, the new release came out last week for version 1.3. So if you have an older version of the command app on your phone, Android or iPhone, just go into the App Store and make sure you have the most up-to-date version. That way you'll see those open opportunities. Also, for agent-created collections, remember that's done under the consumer applet inside of Command, where you can now create those collections and then share them with any consumers that you have inside of contacts that have branded to you or created an account either on your agent site or your mobile app, if not both.